Here I am, back again, everybody. Well, I decided to watch those few videos, and the way the child-free people are being addressed in the media, I mean, they may act like it's, in a sense it is. They act like it's just, so new and such a fad, the way some of these TV show hosts kind of come across. Now, I think the only TV show host that wasn't being a douche about it, I think was Bill Maher. It was addressed on Politically Incorrect a few years ago, and Bill was actually pretty cool throughout the whole thing. Some other TV shows, however, it's not necessarily true. Particularly the Tyra Banks show. The husband of the couple that was featured on that show, he has his own YouTube channel, and he showed the clip of that Tyra Banks show. I get it that, well, to me, if you're going to be a TV host, you should try to remain impartial, especially when, you choose to have such topics on your show. But, I felt that Tyra was actually being a bit judgmental back then. I mean, yet, you remember the whole, kiss my fat ass thing with her? She got pissed off because people were calling her fat because of a picture. I honestly didn't think she looked fat at all, but, people were railing on her for that, and she finally got mad and said on her show, kiss my fat ass. And then, I forgot if that came before or after the child-free couple. But I just find it ironic that, the child-free couple's explaining why they don't want children and that, they were young when when they got sterilized. She's like, whoa, whoa. If Tyra has kids herself someday, fine, whatever. I just thought she was a bit judgmental, when it came to that. It's like, you're mad because people are calling you fat in the tabloids, but when you host a child-free couple, you're acting like they're freaks because, they took the proactive measures to never have children. But in that segment, it wasn't even Tyra that made me the most upset. It was the sister of the wife that pissed me off. I felt that the chick was projecting. Oh, they have this great relationship, but they don't want children. I was hoping they'd have children. You see, I'm single, and I want children. Well, if she's being that snotty and that condescending on a national TV, no guy's gonna look at her twice like, why would I want kids with this bitch? It's, again, the whole family thing. It just, I was getting crap from my own family about not having children. But the way this chick goes on national TV, and because her sister and her husband are child free, and they're proud of that, and they did all this, but the sister in the audience is just like, oh, you guys should reconsider having children. I want you to have children. Lady, if you want children that bad, either go out and have a few one night stands, or get a sperm donor or something, but don't project your desires onto someone else. This is why child-free people rail against mothers and other people that try to get child-free people to have kids. Just even that alone. What is wrong with some of these people? And you got women in the audience that were just so shocked that these people did all this just to not have children. Again, I'm repeating this over and over. It just, why does it matter so much to you if a stranger doesn't want kids? I will never truly understand that. And I'm using the Tyra Banks segment because that to me is like the biggest example of, celebrities and TV show hosts just, projecting onto their guests, I guess. I mean, again, I don't know if Tyra is going to have kids or wants kids later. I mean, again, that's all up to her, but when she's just acting so shocked and all this because these people went ahead and had, got sterilized. Yeah, that makes other child-free people maybe not want to go onto your show. And then there are just weird things going on with. I've seen a few clips from the Today Show, a few years old. There was a young man named Toby, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think the guy's name was Toby, and he went ahead and had a vasectomy in his 20s, and then he's a child-free guy. Again, I wish more of you child-free guys would come out of the woodwork, because, I'd like to say hello at least. But anyway, this guy is on the Today Show, and the hosts were, grilling him about, well, aren't you going to regret it later? The usual bingo. But the guy he was classy. He was really cool about it. I could tell he was getting annoyed, but he's probably been bingoed for probably most of his adult life. But I do have to give him props for keeping cool and just deflecting. I mean, that's just how ingrained into our society this whole, whole parenthood thing is. If anybody says I'm child free, and if celebrities want to do a talk show on that, once they get on there, the hosts are just grilling people to death. Well, aren't you going to regret it later? Don't you want to pass your genetics on? What if you change your mind? Well, there's always adoption. I do have an older friend who's been in Spanish classes with me throughout college. She has 3 children. None of them are biological. She and her husband thought, they were doing the right thing and just adopting children, and I give them props for that. They wanted to be parents, but she never had to go through the whole thing of childbirth, and I applaud her for that. I mean, more people should be doing that if they're that eager to have children, but our society's so hung up on passing down the genetics. They're so obsessed with carrying on the bloodline and the family name and whatnot. And then they frown down on people who want to be sterilized that don't have children. And yeah, again, these talk shows, they don't really help anything. I mean, just watch a few of these clips and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, you invited me onto your show to address this subject, and yet, do you really want me to talk about this, or are you just here to grill me and play bingo? If I were to be invited to a talk show about that, I honestly don't know what I would do. I would either be bleeped, or kicked off the show, or something, because I honestly don't know if I could hold back like that and stay calm and, while I'm being ripped apart for being vocal about my choices in life. And yet you have the Duggars and Octomom who, basically human versions of rats. I mean, I don't know them personally. I can't really say they're absolute rats, but breeding-wise, they might as well be. Yeah, it's like, they're praised and have, Octomom's just trying to get money to appear on TV so she could support all 14 of her kids, but, then you got John and Kate plus 8, or, I think it's now just Kate plus 8. You got, these women with all these babies. I mean, they're glorified for it. They get their own TV shows. And yet when child-free people go on TV shows, they're ridiculed and mocked and questioned to death. That really, really needs to change. At some point, being child-free, to me, that should be a virtue. We should be honored for not having children. We should have our own holidays, Child Freedom Day or something. But Hallmark will, blow that out of proportion, so maybe that's not a good idea. I mean, there are a lot of celebrities that are parents, but, back to my previous video about the troll who thinks I lived through the rich and famous, no. I don't waste my money on celebrity rags. I don't care about People, or Star, or Us. I don't have that burning desire to flip through glossy pages and find more baby bumps, and 8 weeks after giving birth they have flat, smooth tummies again. Yeah, these celebrities there are some child-free celebrities out there, and, that's awesome. At least we have some people in Hollywood that represent us. But they are far outnumbered by all these people who, all these famous people who just pop out kids whenever, and get back to their pre-baby body weight in weeks. You know, and you got regular people, oh, she lost all that weight in a few weeks. Well, they have personal trainers and nannies for the kids. They have dietitians, they have paid staff. You know, which most ordinary women don't. And it just makes me laugh that, you know, again back to TV show hosts just grilling people for not having them, but glorifying the ones that have them and have them in droves in some cases. I don't know. If society's attitudes towards child-free changes, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I will see it in my lifetime. I hope it happens. You know, maybe instead of wishing for it to happen, maybe we should go out there and make it happen. Nope. That's the end of that one. I'm going to be doing another rant on sterilization. You know, stand by for that one. I think it's going to be the best of the four.